Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Ella Fox, and if you're not, hey guys. So it is the end of October, which means reading wrap-up time. So I've read 9 books in the month of October, which is better than last month, since I only read maybe 2 books, and it's a lot better. But it could be a lot better. Over 60 books in the month in this year. My goal is 65. So I have 5 more books to read. Otherwise, I hit my goal. So I've read a plethora of romance, 1 fantasy book, and some sci-fi alien stuff. So let's get into my October reads. So the first book that I will talk about is Pucking Sweet by Emily Rath. I gave this a 4.5. And this story is a spicy sports romance that follows PR director Poppy St. James as she navigates a complicated relationship with 2 hockey players, Lucas Novikov and Colton Morrow, which leads to an accidental pregnancy. Poppy St. James takes on her dream job as the PR director for the Jacksonville Rays hockey team. But her professional life becomes complicated when she develops feelings for not 1 but 2 of the team's defensemen, Lucas and Colton. The situation intensifies when she discovers she is pregnant, leading to a love triangle until it's not. It's a why choose romance, a why choose and a workplace romance. It's got accidental pregnancy and positive queer representation between Colton and Lucas. And there are some content warnings that I do want to issue out to those. There is homophobia, patriarchal gender norms, gaslighting, and a history of past abuse. The next book that I want to talk about is Pucking Strong. It's the 4th book in the Jacksonville Rays hockey romance series by Emily Rath. 6 years after a brief encounter, Teddy O'Connor returns to the Jacksonville Rays as a team's physical therapist. He is still secretly in love with Henrik Carlson, the team's star forward, who doesn't know he exists. Henrik's sister dies, so he must travel to Sweden to care for his injured and grieving niece. To secure custody and protect his career and the team's image, Henrik and Teddy enter a marriage of convenience. The fake marriage becomes complicated as Teddy finds himself falling for his husband while navigating the public scrutiny and undeniable romance between them. It is an workplace hockey romance. It's also contemporary and new adult fiction. It's book 4 of the Jacksonville Rays. Themes in this book contain fake marriage, workplace romance, found family, grief, and the development of demisexual character's identity. The demisexual character is Henrik. The next book that I will talk about is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. And this is the 4th book of the Throne of Glass series. High romantic fantasy. The plot is basically, if you haven't read the book, I will just tell you a quick summary of the book without any spoilers. So Selena Sardothian returns to Rifthold to dismantle the king of the Darling's regime and restore magic to the land. She must navigate her dual identity as the assassin Selena and the Queen Aelin, while also dealing with the loss of her magic and the shadows of her past. I gave this a 3.5 star. It took me quite a while to read it, but it didn't take me as long as Air of Fire to read the book, as I can attest to that, because that book took me forever to finish. The next books that I'm going to be talking about are the first 4 books of the Ice Planet Barbarian series by Ruby Dixon. So, for the series, is a science fiction romance novel series by Ruby Dixon about human women who crash land on an ice planet and are taken by a tribe of large blue-skinned aliens. The series follows the relationship that developed between the human women and the alien men. The first book is focusing on Georgie and Vector. The main series is complete, but there are numerous spin-offs and companion novels. I read the first 4. They were good. I've rated them between a 2.5 and a 3 stars. They weren't as good as I could tell that they could be, but they are pretty much they're pretty much a palette cleanser between Queen of Shadows and the tandem read of the Throne of Glass series. So then I read Burnout by Rebecca Genshak, and I gave this a 3.5 star. It is a new adult sports romance by, again, Rebecca Shack. The story follows a sassy gymnast who is tasked with helping a cocky, tattooed motocross bad boy Knox Holland rebuilds his reputation. The book features banter, romance, and themes of pressure, ambition, and overcoming personal struggles. Let me see if I can tell you So you do know Knox Holland, but I'm trying to figure out what her name is. Okay. Her name is Avery, and Avery is a decorated gymnast who is coming back from an knee injury and is scared that she'll never be the same. And Knox is a tattooed bad boy who just got dropped from his motocross team for fighting with one of his teammates. These two are complete opposites, and it shows when Knox tries to get Avery to help with his training to improve his freestyle tricks. Needless to say, they don't hit it off at first. But it was a good book, trying to overcome family dynamics about what to do next in their lives. And then I read Huckleberry Hill, Slate, and this is a brand new book by Emma Slate. It is the first book in the Saddles and Spurs series, so even if you don't like reading if you like this book a lot, you'll have to wait for the next book, because it did come out in 2025. So the story follows Hadley, who retreats to her family's Idaho ranch after a broken engagement and finds an unexpected forbidden romance with the ranch's rugged new hand, Declan. The book is described as a spicy contemporary romance with a surprise pregnancy So what happens is Hadley goes to her family's ranch to heal after her fiance leaves her because she can't have children. She meets Declan, her father's new ranch hand, and they develop an intense forbidden romance. There are themes of forbidden love, healing, and a surprise pregnancy, even though she knows that she can't have children, she ends up getting pregnant with Declan because she's like, just put it in, basically. It's pretty spicy, in my opinion, and it's a small town romance in Idaho with her family in Huckleberry. So she gets to see all of her old high school friends, which is also a great way to heal. But she is also a twin sister, so her twin sister is in New York, where she used to live. And her twin doesn't want to come back to Huckleberry because something happened. I think that's going to end up in book 2, hopefully in book 2. If not, I am suing. Anyways, so those are the 9 books that I read in October. Overall, a really fun month of both alien smut, fantasy, and then romance. I leaned heavily into the romance part of the month, so hopefully in November I will get back into my fantasy era and try and finish the Throne of Glass series. And if you've read any of these books, let me know in the comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and tell me your favorite read from October. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.